The war is turned.
Vive la liberté.
You must order the surrender.
How could it come to this? An army of rabble, peasants. Everything will change. Everything has changed.
What's up, guys? It's Benny. Breaking news. President Trump's landmark legislation, the big beautiful bill, has just passed the House.
18, the nays are 214. The motion is adopted.
Yeah, baby. I'm going to tell you why this is a very good thing as you listen to the roars of USA chants ring throughout the halls of Congress. Amazing how when Democrats do anything legislatively, they never chant USA, USA.
Without objection, the motion to...
Too busy holding their Ukraine flags on the floor, because the second I was watching that, I opened up my X feed and I saw this banger at the very top of my timeline. It took him 15 years, but he finally completely destroyed Obama and his entire legacy. And on the eve of the 250th 4th of July, no less, God bless America, Donald Trump, glaring at Barack Obama as Barack Obama roasted him during the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Of course, the footage is famous, and many people view this as Donald Trump's hero arc origin story because Barack Obama was mocking Trump, saying, "You'll never be president." But there's something really perfect about this tweet, because inside of the big beautiful bill is the total collapse, reversal, and devastation of Barack Obama's dream for America. See, Barack Obama had a dream, and here's the dream: that you would open up the floodgates on our southern border, that you would fly in criminal aliens from all around the globe. There are 7 billion people on Earth. 5 billion of them would come to America if they could. And if you can get all those people addicted and hooked on the American welfare state and system, you could collapse this country. You could destroy it. It's called the Cloward-Piven strategy. It's a Marxist strategy designed to end America. It's been written about. You can look it up. Barack Obama loves this practice. It's called the Great Replacement Theory. It's not really theory. It's been in practice for a long time, actually, in this country. He loves it because it gives Democrats permanent power, like in states like California. Consistently red states like California, all they needed was one election cycle of amnesty and 3 million criminal aliens added to their voter rolls to flip the state blue forever. And Democrats were planning on doing that to every state in America by flooding our nation with criminal aliens. And that's what they were doing. They admit it. And President Trump just stopped it. It's an absolutely stunning and remarkable thing. We're going to talk about why this is the single best thing that has happened in a very long time. Let's begin. In his excruciating, painful, drawn out filibuster that lasted for close to 9 hours, Hakeem Jeffrey, who many people are calling Timu Barack Obama, made this very interesting point.
Targeted by the deportation machine, a deportation machine that will be unleashed on steroids by this one big ugly bill.
Well, okay. Can I have some more? A deportation machine on steroids?
Deportation machine that will be unleashed on steroids by this one big ugly bill.
Yeah, the entire internet reacted that way. Ladies and gentlemen, is it true? Could it possibly be true? Have Republicans actually funded securing our nation instead of other nations and other nations' borders? Yes. ICE budget is now bigger than most of the world's militaries. Oh yeah, baby. Here we go. The Senate has passed a bill making Immigration and Customs Enforcement United States' largest interior law enforcement agency, funding Donald Trump's immigration enforcement agenda higher than most of the world's militaries, including Israel's. Pending its passage, which has just passed the House Republicans, Trump's bill could mean a massive increase in ICE funding as part of an immigration enforcement agenda worth $150 billion over 4 years. ICE budget set to skyrocket. When Congress passes Trump's 1,000-page bill, it will reshape U.S. migration system, significant increase in funding for expanding law enforcement and detention networks while increasing the cost of illegal immigration to the United States. Let's go ahead and look here at this handy graph. Well, would you look at that? ICE would get $37.5 billion, making it bigger from a budgetary standpoint and probably from a personnel standpoint than Italy, Israel, Netherlands, Brazil, or Switzerland's military, putting it on par with Canada's military. So ICE could just invade Canada, after all. Now, if you add up the total amount that is being spent on border security and Department of Homeland Security budgeting, it's $170 billion, making ICE technically, depending on the way you want to do the math and the way that it's allocated internally, which is yet to be decided, but technically ICE could become one of the top 3 or 4 militaries on Earth, just behind China and the United States of America. Top global defense budget if ICE was its own country. Look at that. This is amazing. Wow. The U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement is an American government law enforcement agency that has been in the realm of controversy. A big, beautiful bill in the Senate is making its way to the House for approval. The bill, ICE would receive massive boost in funding, making it the largest law enforcement agency in the United States of America because it is the most important law enforcement agency in the United States of America. You want to know why that is? Because the American people demand it so. I mean, I just want to cut to the chase here. This was the sign held at the winning convention. The RNC convention had mass deportations now signs. They didn't have balance the budget now signs. Okay? So this is the people getting what they want. This is what democracy looks like. Right? Yeah, okay. Its official big beautiful bill is passed. It will fully fund ICE deportations, have a higher budget than almost every other country's military. No tax on tip. Planned Parenthood defunded. Huge MAGA victory. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. ICE's budget is now higher than the military expenditures of about 15 different countries. Insane news, ICE's budget now surpasses the military on Earth, except for 2. If you're here without papers, your clock is ticking. Leave on your own terms. ICE is on the way. Big, beautiful bill. Bigger than Israel's military budget. Unlike the Marines, ICE is having to defend themselves from foreign and American threats, including public officials. That's exactly right. The military doesn't have to do that. ICE needs a budget the size of a military after decades of being invaded by mass deportation. That's exactly right. ICE now has a $160 billion budget. That's more than the entire United States Marine Corps. We're not funding immigration enforcement. We're funding a domestic military to save America. That's beautiful. Beautiful. After President Trump signs the One Big Beautiful Bill into law, ICE will have a larger budget than every country's defense except for China and the United States of America. You think they're happy? You think they're going to be happy over there? Yeah, this is how you fix the nation. One Big Beautiful Bill will make the budget for ICE dwarf the world's top defense budgets. Now you see why Democrats really oppose it. ICE goes from $2 billion in funding to $45 billion in funding. Kristi Noem celebrating this, saying that the passage of the bill is a win for law and order. $165 billion in funding will help DHS. I mean, this is like the allocation to DHS for border enforcement. So it doesn't go exactly. DHS is going to divvy it up to ICE, but a lot of it's going to go to ICE. If this bill passes, ICE will have a budget of $175 billion. That's more than any military. We live in a fascist state. Ah! Libs losing their minds on this. The fiscal conservatives and the Republican Party added $4 trillion to the deficit. Wealthiest people for a tax cut. It's not a tax cut. It's to deport all of your criminal alien voters, dumbass. Good comparison because military is what Trump wants. He wants his own federal National Guard. Sure. Okay. You guys broke it. Now we're going to fix it. Like, it's not our fault that you guys imported 30 million criminal aliens. That's not on us. That's on you. We're just going to fix the problem. Straight to alligator Alcatraz. It's the fact that they gave ICE a budget big enough to become a militarized street police is the scariest stuff ever. Is it? I actually think that having a bunch of criminal aliens from foreign countries, gang members and terrorists roaming my streets, I think that's a lot scarier, in fact. The GOP budget bill will give ICE military-sized funding as masked agents snatch immigrants outside of courthouses and detain them in inhumane conditions without any congressional oversight. Please, I can only get so excited. Stephen Miller says, Congress just passed the most populist pro-worker, pro-America, pro-sovereignty, pro-freedom, pro-growth legislation in American history. The agenda of President Trump campaigned on and won historic mandate to implement is now the law of the land. The golden age is here. Yes, Trump, this is what people called for. This is what America voted for. Other things in the big, beautiful bill: largest tax cut in history, no tax on tips, overtime or Social Security, permanently secures our borders, permanent increase in the child tax credit, protects millions of farms from taxation, increases American energy dominance, modernizes the American military, and ends fraud, waste, and abuse of the federal government. It also defunds Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood will lose billions in taxpayer dollars, and nearly 200 facilities could close. It's an existential threat, says the CEO. We're facing a reality of impact of shutting down half our abortion-providing healthcare centers. Okay, well, you're going to have to find a new sacrifice to Moloch, demons. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what America voted for. And for maybe the first time in my life, America's actually getting what they voted for. Damn it, that's a good feeling. It's your boy Benny. Mass deportations now. Hey, you know what? This is what democracy looks like, right? See ya.